Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it's time for this past week's The Gaga on Drinks and Drag. With the resident Papi Chulo, Remy. Come get your face beat by the one and only drag beauty queen, Lindsay Aguilera. And the one and only troublemaker himself, Kris Avalon. So grab a drink and come on in, because the lounge is open 24/7.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Drinks and Drag. I'm your host / moderator, Kris Avalon. And yes, this is a very special episode that we're doing. It's not going to be celebrity news, hot topics. I mean, we'll actually throw some in, which is going to be related to the following story that we're going to be doing today, or the following theme. But basically, I should just also point out, Drinks and Drag is a show that you never know what you're going to get in each episode. And in this episode, it's our special Valentine's Day episode. So if you are watching and you are all lovey-dovey, coming up with your boo, man, woman, different, I don't care. We love it all. On this show, we are equal opportunity lovers. Grab your drink, as I have right here, a little drinky drink, and come kiki with us. Because for the next hours of change, we're going to get into things of the sexual nature. So without further ado, let me bring in my fellow co-host and panelists. You love her new look. Every week, she's always giving you what needs to be gave, and this week is no exception. So, of course, you got to come with the, oh, yes, come on, Valentine's pink touch. But anyway, let me bring in my sister from another mister, and let's see, what is she giving? Because, you know, the theme is red. So if y'all got some red throwing on with us, and come kiki. But bring in Miss Lindsay Aguilera. Come on, Miss Raven.
Hi, everyone. Hi, boo. Happy Valentine's Day. Welcome to the Valentine's episode, y'all. Are we loving this? Can I tell you, I'm living for the... Oh, my God. This is so cute. I'm looking. I'm like, oh, this is so cute. The things that we try to put together for our show is the most cutest thing. Can I tell you the amount of hard work we put in? Visually, for other people, it may seem like nothing, but between us, EJ in the background, making us look so beautiful. But are we feeling my look tonight? Are we feeling this?
Yes, you are feeling your oats, and I'm definitely feeling, you know, the flaming red hair, the lips, which I know you were going, should I go more red? I'm like, yes, bitch, go red. Like,
yeah.
Exaggerated. Go more, you know, more. And our, you know,
do it.
But, and then also, yes, we have a third panelist. I don't know if y'all noticed. Not just us two that do this show and bring it all together. Mm-hmm. So, you know, three, the power of three will set us free, as they say over at Charm. So let's bring in our third member, the Charm one himself. Let's bring him in, Remy.
The Charm one.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, call me Prue.
She was the shady one of the family.
That's a good question. Who would I be in the group if we were the Charm sisters right now? There's three of them. Paige? Would I be a Paige?
I see the Paige.
I see it. I'm living for your hoodie.
I'd probably be Phoebe.
Thank you. You know, as someone who has never had a Valentine before, very on theme for me.
Well, I do love that. I was going to say that. I actually do love the hoodie.
Thanks. It's the same tattoo I have on my chest.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yes, that actually. Wait, did you have that custom then?
No.
Yeah.
We're going to lie and say yes.
But he was like, okay.
I was like, yeah.
It was designed for me.
Okay. So, we ready to get into some things tonight, because I know we're gonna be, you know, doing a little revealing and things. We're gonna get our little drinky drink on. I do have my drink. What you drink?
Well, I'm finished. I do have my red cup, as I always do, but for the theme of Valentine, I was trying to find a clear cup.
Come on, Kim.
But I was gonna do it, but I didn't want to like find another cup, because I'm like, once I'm done, I only bought one can of rosé to fit the theme, because I want to feel the pink passion of life. So I'm finishing the rosé and I'm going back to my tequila. So that's
funny how you got your rosé and I got my little bottle of rosé.
Yes,
but
I'm still drinking.
But it's in this cup because it looks a little Valentine-ish. I was feeling kind of like you. Like, I didn't really want to go in and like, oh my God, I need, because I've been thinking that too. Like, I need wine glasses, I need shot glasses. Like, I need, I do have that stuff. My parents' house. I got to go over in the attic and go through a whole situation. Ain't nobody got time for that. In the words,
within time. But next Valentine,
exactly. I got this ruby rose grapefruit drink. I have not tasted it yet, so I was like, let me see if I can on camera.
Ooh.
I was dying. I was like, ooh, I feel a little acid reflux. I need to try. But hold on.
Let's try it. Remy, what do you have?
Well, I'm finishing
It's
off
actually
his
good.
Tito's.
Oh.
And, you know, it's not red, but it makes my insides warm. And warm is synonymous with red. So,
Well, honey, we love when the insides is warm.
okay.
Yes, I love it. Well, once
as
again,
some tops would say, they like when your insides are a little warm.
Play that wow.
Mine's is always warm. But
Okay.
with that being said, once again, happy Valentine's Day, guys. I'm
Happy
so happy we're
Valentine's Day.
doing an episode like this. And on a Valentine's Day, listen, we're airing this on Valentine's Day. How cool is that? So much fun. But go ahead, Kris, take it off.
But yeah, so there's going to be a lot of stuff. We're going to be playing games in between a lot of the stuff. And shout out to Lindsay for coming up with a lot of these questions. Because I was like, what am I going to bring up? Or what am I going to talk about? So one of the first things we're going to get into is let's talk about dating life through
Yes.
the apps. So I know like there's this ongoing thing, you know, within we're going to cater it to the LGBTQ community. And if you're straight out there watching, hi, how you doing? Welcome. You know, we come one, come all, as they say. And I know y'all be on Tinder or Filet of Fish or whatever the other ones y'all be doing. Christian Mingle. Black Planet, is that still around?
Oh my goodness. Is that a thing?
I'm on Future Farmers of America. I'm looking for my pasture away from home.
I'm on Yellow Cab Life, and hopefully I will find my mate and a yellow cab.
I'm on Sniffies, but
we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about that app later on today.
Shout out to Boomer Banks. Okay.
No, I love it. So yeah,
That's
this
how I
segment.
first found out about it.
Oh, let me tell you. But yeah, as Kris said earlier, we're gonna start off with the dating apps and whatnot. We want to make sure that we are catering for those that are single. As of right now, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I think circle-wise, for me, I am single, so I wouldn't want to watch an episode about couple or coupling when I'm not in a couple. So this is mostly catering to love all the single people out there. So yes, what's more important? What are we looking for?
Uncoupled.
Uncoupled. Choices. Yeah, so what better way? We're all looking for whether we're actually looking to date people or just for a hookup or just to find more bodies in our lives. We have apps. So currently, you guys don't have to say what apps you're using, but what apps are you guys familiar with that we can tackle down?
Grindr and Scruff. Those are like the main ones that those have been the main ones that I.
Jack,
Jack,
Sniffies,
Tinder.
Well, you know, I do love Sniffies for obvious reasons.
The Facebook dating. Are you guys doing the Facebook dating thing? I'm not doing
the Facebook dating thing. However, I have slept with people from Facebook.
That wasn't the question.
You know, I now that you know what? I don't know if you're in my head. I'm gonna say it because you're about to gag right now. You're in my head. I was going to do a little surprise for you guys, and now I regret it, but I might as well just do it because I didn't do it, so I might as well just say it. I was gonna do screenshots or something that you guys have posted before that could relate to this episode. And I remember a week or two ago, you did have a status that was asking questions of would you bang people from your Facebook post, and you said a few, and I was like, good question. Let's bring this up to the show.
Okay.
Who are we trying to find in our face without giving names? Like, what is it that you see that you're like, you can get it? You know what I mean?
What do I see? I don't know. It's different because like my attraction to people is just different. I go based off of energy and vibe. I don't necessarily go off on looks because I can go for somebody who's extremely hot, but they can turn out to be an asshole, and that attitude turns me off from wanting to have sex with you. So I'm just weird in that way, or I don't know, maybe it's normal. I don't know. But for the most part, I don't know. It's just, and then there'll be people that I'm like, I'll think they're attractive, but I don't think that, maybe I might be out of their league, or vice versa, whatever the situation is. And then they'll slide in my DMs and like, so you was kind of thinking the same thing. And then they'll say stuff in the comments, and I'll flirt back. So I've always been like somebody who's very flirtatious, and there have been situations where I have slept with people, and I'm not gonna mention no names. Jonathan. who lives out in Flushing, who who will slide in my DMs mostly recently 2 days ago. Hey, how you doing? What you doing? Um, he's not watching.
He's not watching. I
Maybe
think
he is.
I think I'm quite the opposite in that, and maybe this is my toxic trait. But I go by looks first
Ooh.
because I need somebody to be drawn into. I need to be able to walk down the street with you. That's how true it is. That's
If
how
you're
true
not
it is.
speaking the truth, if you're
That's
not
scary.
speaking
That's
the
how true
truth
it
right
is.
now,
I need to be able to walk down the street
I
with
think that was
somebody
me.
and yeah. I need to be able to walk down the street with
Yeah.
somebody. I need some type of eye candy or whatever the case is, because at the end of the day, you need to keep me not looking any other direction. And then from there, once I see the physical attraction, that's where we unpack everything else. Who are you as a person? How are you as a person? Before I jump to just like lust or something. Well, that's in terms of like long-term things. Usually the physical attraction, usually it just ends up being one type of note. And not mad at it, but I see people for how they are. And like a lot of people, to me, like to play the whole, oh yeah, like they want to try to get to know me, but in reality, they just want to have sex.
correct.
And
I agree with you.
And that's something I think we should also touch on, because I see like a lot of times, and I'm glad you went and you took it there, because like a lot of times when we see, like especially on social media, people always complain about, well, nobody wants to be in a, the bitching about relationships, and I make my little jokes and this that, and the other, but then it also makes you think about, okay, so then what is it about the gay community that it's like, there are some people who say they want to go beyond the physical attraction and be in a relationship, but then it's like, when you get there, then it's like they want an open relationship, or they, we need to be in a throuple. We gotta have an open, like we gotta have an open relationship. So there's not just this old fashioned. And I'm not judging those who want to have open relationships. And I'm very sex positive. I'm all about like, if that's what you want to have, then that's great. Me personally, and the way I believe, I don't believe that everybody's just supposed to be one on one with somebody for the rest of their life, like how I was raised with my parents. They've been together 30 something, 40, 30 something odd years. And it is what it is. But there are some gay people I know who are all about, they don't want the open relationship. They don't want to be where, how you say, where it's you see the deeper connection, you want to get to know them, but they're giving you that, but in reality they just want to fuck.
Right.
So,
and I'm good at picking up those signs. Because once you keep talking about sex too often or whatever, it's like, okay,
you
clearly
realize
this is something that's only in your mind. So I'm going to take it for face value, and I'm going to take this entire conversation for face value. And those will be the same people who preach in my inbox, oh, but you never give me a chance. Oh, we should show up. We should go out. We should go out. No, you just want to have sex. Just keep it a buck. Like, keep it straight up. Be honest. Because I'm honest with you about what I'm looking for. And I can see through your bullshit.
I think we need more people, and I think we need more people like that, because I'm very upfront when it comes to things too. Like, if you just want to fuck, say so. Like, don't string me along and make it seem like you want it to be open to possible. Because there have been situations where I'll hook up with somebody and I'll be like, you know what, there may be a possibility, and I have entertained this. I know I always say this whole thing like I rather, I'm all about being a bachelor and stuff, but I have entertained the idea of possibly having a boyfriend. I've had boyfriends in the past. They may have lasted about as long as, a fling in Fire Island or a summer. They may have lasted a couple of months or whatever, but, timetable, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, just be honest and upfront. If that's what all you want, say so. Okay, we can go with that. But don't string me along to thinking that there's a possibility of a relationship when that's not what you want. And then you get mad because the person catches feelings. And then it's like, well, I didn't want that. Well, bitch, you should have been honest. And then
I have a reason for that. I have the actual answer for that and why that happens. I should have worn my glasses. Dr. Lindsay's walking in now to give you the answer. And this is the answer, because this is such. It is PhD and D. No. The main reason why this happens, it's so perfect, especially from someone from my experience. I will only speak a little bit because I'm not ready for this kind of episode to go over there. But you and Remy know my dating life and the kind of situations I get myself into. So it's more in the sense of, if I'm dating someone, let's say, who is not out of the closet, but is loving booty and is loving the kind of guys that I am, and I cater to look-wise, personality-wise. They want to speak to me. Now, they're not going to want to date me. They're not going to want to wine and dine me. I am looking for that. But they will entertain that. Not that it's right, but I'm saying the reason why they do it, they entertain it because at the end of the day, their goal is to smash into these cakes. And at the end of the day, that's really situations with you guys as well or everybody else is, yes, why are you lying? Like, be honest and you'll get it. But the thing is, if I tell the truth, there is a chance you won't be interested because I know me. And if that's what you're looking for, I'm not interested. And someone is catering to Remy and thinks Remy is everything above the world because you're so hot and you fit their style. If Remy's looking to someone to date, they're going to say that because at the end of the day, they're going to want to smash. And that's where the lie begins.
And I get that. But at the same time, it is 2022 and we are not 17, 16 anymore. Like, we're grown adults. We are all of age and of about our age. And at this day and age, like, you could be here today and gone tomorrow. Like, I would much rather be very straight up and straightforward with what it is that I want, and I would want the same in return. Because at the end of the day, why am I going to waste my time investing in someone who only wants to smash?
Yeah. So now the next question, since we're in the segment of the dating apps, do you feel that all of us has had let's just say relationships regarding people we know in the app? So what makes the app good? Is it okay? The majority of people that we do find in the apps, are they far more worse than the people you meet outside apps as far as lying or trying to hook up solely or trying to solely cater to you because of what you need?
I feel like on the apps, people are a lot more straightforward. Like, just they say they want to what they're looking for, what they want, and they stick to that. And it's I feel like as long as there's a common understanding, then there should be no problem. But again, once you start lying and you try to make an entanglement turn into something more serious, just to get into somebody's pants, I feel like it's pointless, and I don't know. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Do
you guys have? Yeah, go ahead, Chris. What were you
going to say? For me, it's like, and it's weird. Like, it's funny how I met my best friend on Adam for Adam 10 years ago. So there was a situation we were trying to think about, oh, he's attractive, and we were feeling each other. We were going to hook up, and then it was like, then you realize you're in that moment, we're better off as friends. And we just became like sisters after that. I don't know, it sounds like a cliche, like people say that, but that is literally something that has happened. So I'm like, you never, like, on one hand, it could start, so I don't want to only just paint it off as like apps are only bad experiences. I don't even remember all the bad experiences. I always try to just keep abreast of the good experience I've had. I've hooked up with guys on the apps. They were good looking. It was great. We moved on. You know, that's a good thing about being in New York, is that you will always find somebody or something. And there's like a variety of things, like a buffet, you know, at the Golden Corral, minus the table and the chair thrown. If y'all saw that little video online that happened a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, so it's like, you know, it's a great buffet. That's what I like about the apps. Like, I just go on, I'll look, and then you get a lot of people who are sliding up in there, and you have those conversations. I've had guys that I've met that's like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, and they fall over you, and that kind of freaks me out. Like when it gets a little too obsessed. So maybe that's another thing too, is that, I don't know, maybe on one hand, I'm also, you know, when you do get in those situations of the possibility of dating, I'll say for me, I do get that fear of, oh my God, what does this mean? Like, if I go further with this situation, like the fear of rejection or that fear, like we were saying before, when you get into a situation with somebody and they, you know, make it seem like they want to date you, and then they pull back, and it's like, oh, that floor comes out, and it's like, oh, well, so you were trying to make it seem like that's what you want, but now that's not what you want. So it becomes, like, after a while, a big mind fuck. But I do agree, like, when it comes to the apps, I'm upfront with what I want up in there, and the people I meet are pretty much saying the same thing. So
out of all the apps that you, and I'm going to answer it too, but out of all the apps that we've all have used, which for you guys is your most favorite? Like, where you've had more success?
Sniffies.
Ooh.
I'm joking. It was maybe I'm not. I'll say, you know, I'll say, I mean, I tend to use, out of all of them, like, I have Scruff, I have all the other ones, but the most that I keep going back to is I go back to Grindr.
Grindr, okay.
I'll say that, and I may be bitter by saying this, but Grindr's my least favorite. because I've been banned for over a year.
Oh, what you do?
Nothing that's worth talking about on this podcast. This is not the topic at hand. We are talking about dating apps and love. This is the Valentine's episode.
I knew you was gonna say that.
But yeah, I haven't been on that one for over a year. But I think when I was on it, I was getting the most success on there or whatever, because I don't know, it would just, no matter where I went, I would always get messaged. So it was just like someone was always, I'm bougie in the sense that I don't reach out to people first. I let them message me. So
Oh no, I do the same thing.
So yeah, it was just like wherever I would go.
I don't reach out to people on any of the apps either. I always, for some reason, I will scroll on and then they'll hit me up, because I feel like the people that I'm into, or possibly, I don't know why I get in this mind, but I think that's just a thing that we all do. You always think that somebody might be out of your league, or they may think that they're too good for you, or you're not their type. So I'm like, I don't want to deal with the rejection. So therefore, I'm not going to hit them up. But then it turns to find out that the guy you was looking at you too. So you never know with those situations.
I love it. Mine would be Scout. I love me my Scout. That is by far one of the only few apps in life that I've had for many moons. I think I've had it longer than before I even known Remy. And I'm going on 10 years knowing Remy. I've used that app for forever. I think I told Kris about it, not too like last summer or something. Like,
you
girl,
did.
You
told me I should get on it.
Between that and Scruff, those two are like the least. I get the least reception on those.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't get any reception on Scruff either. Like, I feel like Scruff is a joke, and don't fuck with it.
Yeah. So the next question regarding this is, I want to know, what pisses you off while scrolling through these apps?
Capital T's in profiles where they don't belong.
Oh!
It is 2022. We all know what that means. We don't need to go into this is on YouTube. But if you don't know,
because she don't party and she don't play, so y'all need to keep that.
Yes.
So stop hitting me up with that shit. That's another thing I have to agree that, ma'am, I like my health, I like my skin. It is, no lines, no bags, none of that.
Agree.
I ain't trying to look like I'm 75 when you're, 25.
Yeah, I'm already damaging
my skin with
makeup. Yeah, exactly. I'm already damaging this skin with makeup. Why would I do anything else other than
mine for me would be, I hate when people, when they base off their reading and stuff, they want to see your dick before they find out what your name is. It's like, and then on top of it, it's like, to me, it's like you're like being a pick collector, because it's like all of a sudden you want to see these nudes and stuff. It's like, you can see all that shit in person. Like, I'll send you now on Grindr, the funny thing is they cut. Oh yeah, it is kind of expensive.
Oh, we gotta be cautious.
You were discretion advised, but you're gonna need one of those in the beginning.
We gotta give this episode a red band trailer. I will say, piggybacking off what you're saying, Kris, I need to see what I'm getting myself into before I leave my house. I need to see it before I decide I want to go.
I agree with you, but I think Kris was mostly saying like there's no, like that's the first thing. Like I'm telling you the zoop, like, so I haven't even decided if I even wanted to talk to you. It just came out.
Like I don't mind.
I think you, if you're
sending
like if you're
you just mean like somebody just randomly sending it to you first,
just random.
Like for example, I mean, I have mentioned it or so, but my sexual preference in regards of positions in the bedroom is I'm a top, so I tend to, when people read that, there's a lot of bottoms floating around New York, so lots of pickings for me. But for the most part, you get a lot. Like I will literally get asshole pics and spread butt cheeks, all that in my DMs before I even know who you are or what your face looks like.
We're gonna be a red band. We are gonna be a red band, but let's PG the word. Let's PG the words.
Yeah. So I have seen your rosebud before I even know what your government is. So that's PG-13. So
gotcha.
yes. So on one hand, it's like it's good, but I like to let's have a little conversation first. Let's figure out like who you are, what you're about, what's your name. Like, okay, you're good. Like, I just want to get to know a little bit about you. Like, let's have a little conversation before you start sending me your rosebud. So that's all I'm
Yes.
saying. Like I don't mind a new photo. I'm all for it. I
Yeah.
have sent them. They have, I've received them. I'm not against it. I'm not being a prude. However, it's like that should not be the first thing that's popping up in my messages before you even send me a hi, how are you? That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, agreed. For me, what annoys me the most, and I've said this many times, it's your profile pictures. Your profile picture annoys me so
But the
much. Like if
lack
I'm
that there
scrolling
isn't
through,
one,
That
yes,
too.
or
how they're
it's
still doing
not,
that, as
it's
Remy
not,
likes to say, it's
it's
2022.
yes, it's
What?
not proper. It's we're gonna have to use that a lot throughout this episode. That one is good. That one.
What?
What? No, like
Oprah
that
hands.
kills me. Like I'm scrolling through and it's Jose Cruz, but it's like the Colombian flag. Okay, are you a flag? Got you. Or you know what I mean?
No, I love a grainy
It's
photo
it's
from 2007 that's still
oh
being
I
yes.
know.
reused.
Or 1998. Like who are you kidding? Who is this? What
A picture of a
those
picture.
Yeah,
kill me.
updated
Or
photos are important.
oh my goodness. Or of Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, you are not hitting me up. Stop the lying. You know what I mean?
I'm not going
Tim
there. But
Allen, like Bad Bunny. Like you're not Bad Bunny. Don't use that as a
but
profile
they know you like
picture.
Bad Bunny.
I know, but I just can't. My thing is like, or it's always that person, but they always have multiple people. I'm such a big
Oh yeah, I hate those
when
too.
it comes to that. My thing is like it's a group of like four people, and it's like, hey, this is
Which one are
Sam, or
you?
meet me 10th floor at the Empire State Building, or whatever. Like whatever the signage is, it doesn't matter. It's the picture. It says four of you. Which one of them are you? And what pissed me off even more is that none of you even look cute. So that's a problem already there. So what is going on? So it's a big no. It's just no. But what else pisses you off as far as profile? Like, is it do you like does you um does not being able to see someone's face, does that bother you at first? Does it do anything for you? Or you see somebody with just their nipples or their abs showing,
Well, I
somebody who has an
mean,
anime showing?
But that one,
I
Grinder, you
mean,
could show a whole lot more. Like you could put butt pics back up there
yeah.
and stuff. So
If you gotta, like I stated very clear in my profile when I did have one on Grindr, it was like, if you don't have a picture, I'm not responding, because at the end of the day, I'm not about to have a conversation with a set of abs, with a flag, with a sunset. Like I'm not about to do that. Let me know who you are. Let me know what
or
you
not
want.
only or not only that, what about the ones now? I don't know, because you said you haven't been on Grinder in a while, and I don't know when they start, how long. I don't know the timeline when they started this. But the expiring photos, like they have something that
Oh,
you could put on Grinder where you can put up photos that the minute you look at it, it expires. And I'm like, I'm
What?
supposed to fucking
No.
remember what you look like. Mm-mm. So
yeah.
it's the game plan. It's sort of like, oh, you don't have a photo of yourself up. You're hitting me up. You want to hook up, and you're sending me expiring photos. So I don't know if like you could be the killer. I've heard
It's
that there's
true.
been stories of, and I'm thank God this has not happened to me, but I've heard situations where people are being robbed. They're catfishing and they're meeting up with these people and they're being robbed, they're being murdered, they're doing like all kinds of crazy shit's happening. So it's like the apps can be scary though. So in some ways, it's like while the apps is great and it's quick and it's easy and we like thrill and this, that, and the third, and um, the thing that I wish and I kind of hope that people go back to that, especially with the pandemic, COVID, all this other stuff. People were saying like they miss being around people. That I hope, and I don't know if this is happening. I feel like we're still back to what it was before then. That people will kind of like stop relying on sex apps and want to be like how Remy said, I need to be out and see you face to face to kind of get that energy and get that vibe. And I kind of miss that. I miss being able to like walk down the street, which happened to me the other day when I was going to work. And this cute boy, he cruised me. And I cruised him. But I was like, I was on my way. I was about to be late. I can't.
He
But
was
it's
he
like,
was bird watching.
mm. I love that phrase, by the way. Uh, but it's sort of like I miss that energy and that camaraderie of just like going out and feeding off of seeing somebody like, oh, he's cute and he's feeling you, and y'all kind of just make that connection that way rather than just relying on social media and apps. Like to me,
Hmm.
being going on apps is kind of lazy. I mean, it gets to the point, but it's a little lazy.
Okay. What is a rule or a no that you will not tolerate when using a dating app? For me, so you guys can get a better idea of what I'm trying to say is for me is the conversation of when you're sending pics. I have this Very, very big deal. This big rule. Remy's laughing because he knows this rule by heart.
Mhm.
And my rules, and there's no like you can't change it up. It has to be what I'm asking you for, which is three main pictures. It should be your best picture. It should be your mess up picture where you feel like you look your worst, and it should be your most recent picture, because that way you get all sides. Because listen, you forget you can filter the hell out of your face, but then once you meet somebody in person, they're like, oh my god, you look nothing like your picture. That's already a turn off. So I have the policy with it needs to have all three pictures. So your favorite picture could be something you took maybe a year ago, but then that means that the most recent picture, the third picture, has to be a picture you took like yesterday. Now, whether you want it to be your best picture, that's fine, but you got to give me favorite, ugly, and recent. That's my rules, and it doesn't change. But what about for you guys?
You have. Um, no drugs. And by drugs, I mean there was a situation that I had when I was in Queens, and I took an Uber. I think I got paid for it.
I
Because
would
I
hope
was
so.
paying. Yeah, he did. And then I went over to his place, but I didn't know that he was smoking the last pipe.
Mm.
He was a Methodist,
Mm,
basically. You know, she
mm.
religious. She's a practicing
We
Methodist.
we
So
got it.
there was a
Hmm.
lot of paranoia and craziness going around. I'm like, why are you looking around and seeing like somebody coming to get you or chase you or something? I was like, okay, this is not gonna work. I cannot be bothered. I need you to call me a cab and get me the fuck out of here. So he called me an Uber and got me to go back where I needed to go. Um, so I went home with him paying for it, and then that was that. But overall, it's like yes, I've been in instances where I've hooked up with people who kind of got in caught in that, like when we were saying earlier, the PNP stuff. I don't mess around with that. I don't understand people. I get it why people they want to have that sense of euphoria when they're having sex or whatever. But I feel like that should be the form of the sense of euphoria when you're connecting with someone and having sex with them, and it should not be enhanced by some hardcore drugs. So
Hmm.
that's not that that's sort of a rule breaker for me. Now I'm all about the photos. I need to see who I'm looking at before I hook up with them. So I do agree with you on that. I don't do the whole three picture thing. But if you want to send a multitude of photos, which I have gotten, I'm down. I am for that, and I've sent multiple photos. The person I hooked up with has sent multiple photos. But for the biggest pet peeve of mine is sex and drugs, that sort of thing. I'm all about let's fuck. I mean, if you want to
Yeah,
have a drink or
agreed.
something or some weed, that's fine.
Agreed.
But anything harder
Hmm.
than that,
Was the
Agreed.
question
Remy,
was the question in keeping conversation with people or going to meet up with people?
both. Whatever your
Okay,
policy rule
in
is
keeping
when
conversation
using
with
an app.
in keeping conversation with people, have a conversation. Like it's not just a bunch of, like I said, no. If you want to hook up, make it say that, send the pictures, do what you got to do. But if that's not what you're looking for and you want to chat, then be able to keep my attention. But in terms of meeting up with people, what I will say is I don't like being rushed. Don't
Mm.
rush me. I
that
take
part.
my time. You have these ideas in your mind that you want to do whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, cool. In order for us to do that, I need to take the time that I need to take to get ready. And I also don't like, oh, when I'm like, oh, I'm on my way, and then like 5 minutes later, where you at? Where you at? Can you wait? It's a 20-minute ETA. You texted me 5 minutes ago. Can you give me a fucking second?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm 100% am on your.
You know, I
I
would
am
have to.
100%
I
on you
agree
with
with you on
that.
that. I'm glad you brought that up because I've had those situations too where how long are you gonna be? Where you at? I'm like, do
Yeah,
you
like
know
if
if
you
I'm
didn't
on the train, like I don't live around the fucking corner.
if you didn't
So
have time, then you shouldn't have messaged me.
that
Right.
part,
But
like,
more than
don't
that,
rush me.
you rush me just as quick as you rush me to leave too. No, no, we're not doing that. Don't rush me to run over here because then I gotta leave soon. Get
And
out
if
of
you
here.
want, and
This
if you
is
want to
too
do that, then
funny.
I'm like, you know what? It's just not gonna work out. Have a good night, or I just block your ass. Like I ain't got time
Hmm.
because yeah, what you're not gonna do is rush me. So I do agree with
Agreed.
that.
I think it's some game time. Chris, you came up with this one. Let's play.
Yeah. So we have a game that we're gonna be playing.
everyone who's watching right now, also leave a comment.
Yes. So it's Bad Bunny, aka Benito, Ricky Martin, and Maluma.
I mean, it's easy, but for the other two, I feel so bad.
I don't know.
Please, I know.
Remy's like, I know. It's so funny because I said it. I knew it. I knew Bad Bunny somehow was going to make it to this. Of course, my husband's going to make it into this. Okay, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'll shag Maluma. I will kill Ricky Martin. And I would marry Bad Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I would marry Ricky Martin because he's 50 and he's hot still. And he's got a lot of money. I'm going to have to kill Juan, who is his husband, so I can marry Ricky.
Juan
Yosef. I'd shag Bad Bunny because he look like he a freak. And I'm going to have to kill Maluma because Maluma said some shit about, when they tried to come out with the gay rumors. He was like, give me your girlfriend, I'll show you a house, I'm gay or whatever. It's like, okay, that's so cliche. So many boys that are in the closet say that shit. I think he is this generation's Ricky Martin, if you know what I'm saying, and I think you do, not just the music. So for the most part, I'm going to have to kill him.
Okay.
Even though he's still hot.
I would marry Bad Bunny, obviously, for everything. He's legit everything in life. I would have to, as you know what, I'm going to go based on who I've been seeing the most and who's been in my thread and whose music I've been listening to. I would shag Maluma, and unfortunately, Ricky Martin, I'm so sorry, you're so freaking hot, and if I see you in person, I'd be so embarrassed. I'm going to have to let you go.
Yeah, it's just that someone had to go.
Yeah, someone had to go, and I'm so sorry it was you. I'm so sorry because you're so freaking hot.
I know, this was a hard one.
This was really hard. You did it on purpose. You set it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, us? Oh.
I was like, what happened? Okay, so the next one that I have, so we'll just play that and pretend the photo's up. So this is, based on the upcoming Fast and the Furious 10. I have Jason Momoa, Vin Diesel, and John Cena. Because the rumor is Jason Momoa is going to be the villain in the new movie. And, John Cena is playing the brother we ain't never heard about in the past 8 damn movies. And then, of course, there's Vin Diesel. So Shag, marry, kill Jason Momoa, Vin Diesel, John Cena.
I would shag Vin Diesel. I would marry Jason Momoa, and I would kill John Cena.
I would marry Jason Momoa, shag Cena, and unfortunately kill Vin Diesel. Sorry. Sorry, I actually like Vin Diesel too.
As do I, but that little pussy ass move he did, trying to get Dwayne Johnson to come back in the movie after Dwayne said he wasn't coming back. I'm gonna kill Vin Diesel too. Marry Jason Momoa because he's single now. Like he's about he ain't with Denise Huxtable anymore. And John Cena, I'm shagging because I've been watching Peacemaker.
He's good.
I'm trying to wake up next to that Dothraki butt. It's that Game of Thrones reference.
Okay. Yes. Who's next?
Okay. Because I was writing the other one that I sent EJ at the last minute. So I had to remember who I told her. Okay, so the third one, we're gonna go with some Asian trade. I know this might be hard because I don't even know what the photos might look like on some. So I thought some Asian trade. So I got Shang-Chi himself, Simu Liu, Louis Tan, who was in the recent Mortal Kombat. He played Cole Young, and Henry Golding, who was in Snake Eyes, a movie nobody saw, but he was actually in the other movie, Crazy Rich Asians.
Who's the last person?
Henry Golden, who played in Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, the lead?
Yes.
Oh, marry him all the way. Marry him and who?
I would.
Simu Liu, who was Shang-Chi, and then you have Louis Tan. I don't know.
Oh, that one, and then the last one from the Mortal Kombat. Yeah, he would have to go, even though I thought he was handsome, but he gotta go.
I would kill Louis Tan. Let's just start that off there. And then I guess I would shag Henry Golding, and I guess I would marry Simu Liu. But that's only because he's a Marvel hero, and you know he's contracted, so he's around for a while. He's gonna be good. I need the residuals.
Okay, so I would. Okay, so I do like Louis Tan, so I will shag him. I would marry Simu Liu, and I'm killing Henry Golden. Sorry, I love you, Henry, but I gotta kill you. Okay, so next one. This is another one. So okay. So this, the next one I would have is Henry Cavill, Michael B. Jordan, and Idris Elba.
I am. I'm torn between my decision because I want to both marry and shag Michael B. Jordan, but I guess I'm
gonna Lori Harvey for that.
It's fine. I fought less for more.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna marry Michael B. Jordan. I'm gonna shag Henry Cavill, and I'm gonna kill Idris Elba. Rewind. I'm gonna shag Idris Elba, and I'm gonna kill Henry Cavill.
I am on the same boat as Remy. All the way.
Oh my god, this is so hard. I can't kill Bakari. Sorry. I'm definitely shagging it. Come on, that's some sexiness on the platter. I love me some Bakari, so I'm gonna marry Michael B. Jordan. And Henry Cavill, I love you, child. Like, no, love me some Henry Cavill. I be fawning over that man all the time. However, I'm just gonna have to kill you in the face.
Someone's gotta go. It had to be someone.
This is where this will probably be edited out, but I really wish we would have had photos of this. So I got Laz Alonso, who was in, oh my god, what's that show? The one on Amazon Prime, The Boys, the black guy. He was also in the fourth movie with Vin Diesel. Y'all cut all that out. Okay, let me start over. Take two. Laz Alonso, Christian Keys, and Dwayne Johnson. Gotta put some black men up in here. You may have to do these photos.
I don't know any of them except for Dwayne Johnson.
I know.
I
would. See, Googling.
Okay.
Lance who?
Laz. L-A-Z. Come on, though.
Oh, okay. Oh, and who's the other one?
Christian Keys.
So once y'all get a look at the photos, then we'll do another tape.
Got it.
Then we'll do another tape, and then we'll pretend like we all know what it looks like, and the photo will be up. So
got it.
Okay.
EJ, this will be really good editing skills. Okay. So
I would
take
marry.
Two. Wait, hold on. Wait,
hold on.
Luckily, this is tape. So okay. So the next one is Laz Alonso, Christian Keys, and Dwayne Johnson.
Okay. I'm marrying Dwayne Johnson. I am shagging Christian Keys 100 times. And Lonzo's gonna have to go for me.
I will say I've never seen 2 out of 3 of these men before today. But Laz Alonso is giving me that James St. Patrick kind of that that vibe from Power, I'm going to have to shag him.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to kill Christian Keys, and I guess I'm gonna have to marry Dwayne Johnson just because he stays gigged up and he has a business.
1,000%.
That's the thing.
1,000%. Money, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a Lady Gaga song?
Right.
Let's
yeah.
call it
Yes. Money Honey for the first album. Okay. I guess I'm killing Liza Longo. I mean, yeah, you own The Boys, but I have a love-hate relationship with that show. Christian Keys is good looking, so I'm fucking him. And I mean, shagging. And then marry Dwayne Johnson because, yes, he's got the coins, he stays working, he's busy. I'll look past the fact that he's a Republican. But other than that,
he's also the Tooth Fairy.
Don't forget. Never forget.
Mm-hmm. So we have Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, and Chris Pratt. So those are 3 Chris's.
Oh my God. Not Chris to the third power.
I would marry Chris Pratt. I would shag Chris Hemsworth, and I would let go of Hemsworth, and I would let go of what's his name?
Not
Chris Evans.
America.
Chris Evans. Yeah, it's okay. I'm good.
I will marry Chris.
That's it. I'm telling you, that's your gig. I know you.
Okay.
I know your style. With these 3 men,
I do like
Remy. I don't care. I know.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
You like Star-Lord?
I do like Star-Lord. I do. He's quirky. He's funny. He's hot. Mm-hmm. I'm going to marry Chris Pratt.
I knew it.
I'm going to shag Chris Hemsworth, and I'm going to have to get rid of Captain America / the Human Torch.
Everybody is
Flame on.
Johnny Storm #1. Okay, well I'm going to have to save you, Chris Evans. So, I'll marry him. Chris Hemsworth look like he's a freaking bed. I mean, he is married to the chick that was in The Fast and the Furious. So, Elsa Pataki. So, who, Dom had the baby with, that was a cop. And then, he wanted to take care of it.
Pick your man.
Oh, thank you. I was like, in case somebody know who Elsa Pataki is, because she probably had like 2 jobs. But anyway,
I thought she was Helga Pataki's sister.
I'm killing Chris Pratt because with all the stuff I've heard about him and behind the scenes and stuff, and him being a part of the Hillsong Church with the notorious homophobia and all that crap, I can't get behind him. So we killing him for that. And our last picks, hope y'all like this one: Nick Jonas, Zayn Malik, and Aaron Taylor Johnson.
And
Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kick, aka Kick Ass. If you see pictures of him recently, you want to definitely see.
I love Kick. I love Kick. I love him. Okay.
I don't even remember what he looked like.
So Zayn, Kick. I'm just gonna say Kick Ass because he's so hot. Zayn, Kick Ass, and what's his name?
Nick Jonas.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret this. This is no. I won't go first. Never mind. I won't go first. I refuse.
Okay. I am going to be a narcissist and I'm going to marry Zayn because twin.
Obvious reasons.
I am going to shag Nick Jonas and I'm gonna have to get rid of Kick Ass. I'm gonna have to kick Ass to the curb.
Oh my God, this is so hard.
You want me to go? And then you go last?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so, oh my God, this is so hard. So, I mean, I saw those frontal nudes of Aaron Taylor Johnson, so I can't kill him. So we're definitely fornicating. Zayn, damn, after all that stuff allegedly from Gigi Hadid, I'm still, marrying him.
Alleged. Those are alleged.
Yes. Nick Jonas does seem like he'd be like a nice guy or whatever, and I know he's got the baby with Priyanka, but we have to kill him. Sorry.
Oh my God. I was almost thinking your way, Chris, but I'm thinking about it, and for my
I know it's hard. I like Nick Jonas.
I can't do it. I'm just gonna go, and I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna say it. I am marrying Zayn. I am I just have to go with my heart. My heart of hearts is saying, I feel like I should get a lipstick and right in the mirror, what I'm about to say. Shag Nick and get rid of Kick-Ass, even though I really want Kick-Ass. I had the only reason why I watched the Kick-Ass movies, the first one and the second one, was solely for him. And now I just tarnished why I watched this film. But it was up against heavy hitters. Hurts my heart.
Okay, so that's the end of the game. So I guess we can move on to the next segment. That was fun, but stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so our next segment is Let's Talk About Sex, Baby. So what we're going to be talking about is fetishes and hooking up and, all kinds of stuff and things of that nature. I actually like having Lindsay lead off and moderate this. So.
Yes.
Thank
you. I love it. You can tell when I'm so hyped. I don't want to talk over. No. So yeah, you guys' opinion, in all honesty, how would you go about if, let's say you're talking to someone, you're being introduced to them, either they tell you or you know of this person being very infamous for literally hooking up all the time. How would you guys take this? Would you continue on making a relationship, pursue it, or just be like, I'm not going to risk it because all you want to do is really just hook up? If they're known for just hooking up.
I'd probably hook up with them, but you got to be upfront and honest about that. Like if that's what something if that's what I know you're about, and I'm trying to go with this person knowing based on, because look, the reality is, and we've all experienced this, there's always a 6 degrees of somebody that separates that we know within our little cesspool of somebody that we've heard of that has a reputation of being a little promiscuous. But if that's what I'm going after, then I'm like, I understand what the risks are. I don't like when people go and try to think that when you know that person over there has that reputation, and you think, like a lot of some of the girls do when it comes to heterosexual relationships, you got the magic rosebud or the magic member that's going to change this person, and you think you're going to wipe this person up. So if you're thinking that you're going to change him because you think you got the magic pussy that's going to do that, it's not a reality.
So you wouldn't pursue dating them if they were to be like, listen, I want to date you. I don't want it to be just a hookup, knowing this is their reputation.
Well, I would if the person is saying that they would like to date, I'd take like what Remy was saying earlier. I take people on face value. If that's what you're saying that you want to do, then I'm like, okay, well, we need to have conversation. We need to see. Let's actually put in the work of dating, and we'll see. But if you're trying to be performative and you literally, saying that this is what you want to do, and the reality is you want to go back to doing the other shit that we heard that you want to do, that's something completely different. You're not being completely honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I feel the same way.
I think it would be a little. I'm gonna be completely honest. As much as I say I support and I'm like this and I'm listening, I'm watching everything. I think it's much more different when it comes to actually dating someone in that caliber. I think I would actually. I don't want to be mean because I don't want to talk about the future, but I think I would actually push back. Like if I was talking to somebody who is known for always hooking up, steadily hooking up, never takes the relationship serious, I would think, I don't know if you're really gonna take me serious. You could be feeling that, but I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. So I think I would miss the opportunity of dating. Yeah, I would miss the opportunity of dating somebody off the strength that I know that, not judging you, but just know that that's your caliber, that's what you do. So continue on doing it.
And if that were the case, then I guess I would like fill out that energy and like match it, because that's just the type of way I am. I match energies, and if that's what you're saying, one, I'm going to see if your energies say otherwise, but two, if they are, and like you actually show that you're interested in like dating or whatever the case is, then okay, then we're going to fill this out and see how it goes. But like Kris was saying, if it's just a matter of you talking it up and talking your shit, and that's all you really want to do, then just say that, to be honest, because we can match that energy as well, and then we both leave happy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So after we hooking up, let's talk about the morning after. What type of person, just let's think back of all our situations, all our relations that we've had, and evaluate it. Are we a walk of shame person? Are we the type that stays a little bit longer throughout the morning until the noontime with our partner? Where do we lie? I'm more of I'm staying longer. I'm not walking out at 6 a.m. I'm looking like Britney.
I've been a victim of both. Maybe I shouldn't say victim, but I've done both. Like I've had the walk of shame, and then I've had those situations where I have hooked up with someone and I've stayed the night and I'm like, okay, I gotta go, and they're like, oh no, stay longer, and then I've stayed longer. So
Same.
it just depends on the situation. So I've done both.
Yeah, I've done the same where we're like one night will turn into like staying there for like 3 days, and then at that point it's like, all right, I really gotta go.
Wow, yeah.
But yeah, it really depends. I guess it depends on the vibes as well. Because usually, quiet as it's kept, I don't even like staying the night. I like my own bed. So if it takes me leaving at 4 a.m, I will leave at 4 a.m. I will be back in my bed by 5.
You know what? This is probably no. This is no shade. This is literally, I guess, why we are friends. I am the same way. I love my bed. I prefer it. It's like, okay, we done did we done did the do. As I said to Jinx Monsoon when I was interviewing her about Miss Ivy Winters, I said, did y'all do the do? And she was like, no, we didn't do the do. But I was like, after we've done what needed to be done, I was like, okay, I kind of miss my bed. I miss like being relaxed and in my own stuff. So yeah,
and I think it's also that like I would prefer to wake up in my own bed and not have to wake up, crack a dawn in the morning, and then have to travel back from wherever I am to Brooklyn, because odds are it's not in Brooklyn where I'm at, and I would much rather do that while I'm still awake rather than first thing in the morning, eyes still cracking open, and it's just like, oh, now I gotta travel.
Can I tell you, is it bad? I'm usually 90%, 98% of the time, it's really you're coming to visit me, and then you gotta go because I'm already in my bed, so I'm good.
Right.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun. And I've had them stay, and then I go downstairs and hum while I go get 2 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches and come back upstairs.
It's funny you say that. And it's funny you say that because it's like I would prefer that. Okay, you come over and you're at my place. And it was before it was like, okay, I was living with my parents, and I was in situations where even when I was like living with other roommates, and they were like, okay, you can have people over. I never felt comfortable enough until my current apartment. Then I feel more comfortable. It's like, even though they do crack on me that I have literally been the only one that has brought people over to this house, and they haven't yet. But with that being said, it's sort of like when it's look, I got my own place, come over, whatever. Nobody ever wants to fucking travel now, so it's annoying. It's like you finally get your own place, and then now y'all don't want to come. You want me to travel to you, and it's like,
no,
come
over here.
I don't like traveling no more. I'm lazy.
So let's talk a little bit about fetishes. Without saying too much or too little, however you guys want to answer these questions, just feel free to just participate in them. So the question is, have we ever done anything out of the norm when it comes to sex? This could be just a yes or no question. I'm going to say yes. I've done something out of the norm that I would consider a kink or a fetish. You guys?
I want to say no, but then again, I guess it's a matter of perception and what you think a fetish is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not to say that it's vanilla over here, because it's not.
Well, what about headstrong conversation? Have we ever spoken with somebody or hooked up with somebody who has said, "Hey, listen, I got a kink, I got a fetish I really want to do. Would you want to do it with me?" And you guys have either said, "I've never done that, but I'll do it," or "No, I'm good, and we're not gonna do it."
98% of the time, I say no.
I don't know if I can say it here.
You can just say yes or no.
Yeah, you don't have to get too detailed here. Yes.
It involves water sports. I'll say that.
Oh, okay. So
you're not talking about polo.
I recently have been chit-chatting. Well, not recently. I've been chatting with this person for a long period of time. We haven't had the opportunity to actually hook up, but recently, Remy's laughing because Remy knows exactly what I'm about to say. This person has shown interest of certain things. Using specific toys that I've never heard of, so I gotta Google and be like, "Oh, what is this? This is crazy." Can
you buy it from candy bars?
No.
Is it candy coated?
No, but has also mentioned they would love water sports and they prefer me to be the fountain. And they
that's what happened on my end.
And I'm like, as cute as you are.
Not you having to buy rubber sheets.
Okay.
You know, I'm about to go buy a yard and a half at the hardware store of like the plastic table covers,
Just a tarp.
just to participate in it. All right, so let's play a little game,
Damn
and
you,
it's
YouTube. We
going to
can't
be
get
called.
specific, but
Yeah, you can. We got to be very cautious. This game is going to be called.
Would you fetish?
Let's see. Would you fetish? Oh, I have two games actually. Should I play one that's really okay? Let's do the would you fetish first.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna ask you a bunch of fetishes that are known in a lot of magazines. So I just pull out the most popular
So was
ones,
it never have I
and
ever?
just no, you don't have to actually say that you've done it. The question is, would you fetish is yes, I would do it, or no, that's not my gig.
Okay.
So the first one, so funny, is water sports.
No.
Yes. I mean, I've already done it, so yes.
Mm-mm.
This one is really funny because Remy mentioned this earlier in the previous segment.
Mhm.
Kinky situation, specifically finding someone who looks exactly like you to bang.
Yes.
No, not for me. I'm
That'd be
I'm just good
scary.
with it. Mm-mm.
It takes,
Next thing.
it takes the phrase "go fuck yourself" quite literally, right?
Literally, that reminds me of the Broad City episode. Remember when Alana was banging somebody who looks just like her, and everyone was telling her?
Yeah.
So funny.
Well, if anybody ever
So
told me to
funny.
go fuck myself, at least I can say I did, and I
Okay.
did it best.
Next one. Oh, I guess this could be a two-parter. Being choked or choking. So the first one, being choked. I'm gonna say no.
Yes.
Yes, because I choked someone. But yes.
Oh no, being choked. That's the first one.
I thought you said choked or being choked.
No, there was two. So I said, but let's do the first one. Is
Oh,
being
would I be
choked. So
choked?
choked. Yes. Now the
No,
next one
because
with
I
this
don't
one
trust.
is choking. I would do it, and I
No.
actually do it.
Mm-mm. I feel like I don't trust my hands. I may. It may be a scene out of 60 seconds.
Chris.
But oh yeah, I said wait,
Oh yeah, you would do-
choking.
okay.
Yes, being choked. No.
Next one, being tied up. I'm gonna say no.
Yes.
Mm-mm-mm. Uh, edging in front of public. No, for me.
No.
Yes, I've done. I've done that actually. But yes.
No one's upset with you. Armpit licking. No,
Yes.
for me.
Because I've done it. It's funny how we're saying like, all the things I would do is like, I've done that.
I've done
But you
it
can't have
once.
this. But my thing is like, if you washed your underarms, you don't have no deodorant. Like I ain't licking your deodorant. That's nasty. But
Oh yeah. Oh,
if
that
it's sort
too.
of like you smell good, but you like clean under there and whatever, it's like yeah. I don't know. And some
Okay.
guys, when they have like that good bust, like that, not that old rusty, nasty bust. It's like I don't know. It depends on the overall funko-meter.
Okay. Next one. Next one. Hickeys. I think that was pretty
No.
basic. I'm a
Hickeys
big
is so
hickey guy.
90s.
Oh, I am
I know
such
people
a
It is
still
big.
2022.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I've seen
And I'm
people
bringing
still
it
walking
to
around with hickeys. I'm like
2023.
2022.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it every day, all day.
Okay.
Next one. Verbal humiliation. No.
No.
Mhm.
You won't take me out of the fantasy.
Yeah, I don't get the whole call me an F word and tell me I'm worthless. It's like, child, don't forget that all day at
Mm-mm.
work. I ain't got time to do it to you for no fetish. Now, if you was paying me some good money, like you was paying Miss Electra Abundance, Wintour, Evangelista, whatever last name she picked, each season of Pose, then I'm like, okay, maybe if there's some coins involved, but if it's free, no.
Got it. Next one is dipping your danglers
What?
in tea for actual tea bagging.
So putting your nuts in some actual
Yep,
tea
and
bagging an
some
actual cup of tea.
warm to hot tea.
Is this
And
a
What is
then
this?
thing?
What is this?
it's a
Jackass?
it's a thing. It's a thing. It's actually a thing.
I never heard of that.
No.
Mm-mm.
I would say no. No,
If you want
that's not.
chamomile, you came to the wrong place.
Okay.
No, I can't. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Okay, that was that. Oh, this one is called off limits. Would you, maybe it's a two-parter. Would you fart on someone's face and or allow someone to fart on your face?
Mm-mm. I don't even like smelling my own damn farts. What makes you think I want to smell somebody else?
No and no.
That's disgusting.
But
And
the
also,
former,
No.
if
the,
y'all
the
like it, I
former
love
has
it.
happened unintentionally.
No, no. Um, Playing porn. Oh, that's funny because there's a question coming up soon in the last segment. Playing porn while doing sexual activities.
No.
I've had people play porn, but I've never. I don't think I've ever played porn while doing sexual stuff.
Okay. Role play, dressing up as a baby.
No.
No,
I don't
no.
even like babies.
I don't
Last
even
and
like
not
role playing.
least, last and not least, dressing up in garments or pantyhose just to get them ripped. No.
Um, but I
My
don't
panty
know.
my pantyhose are
But
expensive. My corset is
but
expensive.
I have to say that I do like when there are bottoms that like to wear like sexy undergarments or stockings and stuff. Like I ain't gonna put them on blast, but one of my friends who's been out here doing little videos and all over Twitter, shout out to Vladimir, um, you know, he been wearing like these little stockings and things of that nature. But yeah, so I do like when guys wear like undergarments and stockings and things of that nature during sex. So when bottoms want to sit and wear all of that and stuff, I do like that. But me, no.
Okay, no for me. I think I already said that, but okay. Getting your testicles slapped. No, that is not for me.
Balls are sensitive.
Yeah, I don't. Me not like okay. And the last one is glory holes. No for me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but wait, you said it too quick because you haven't thought about it. Think about this.
No, I thought
Right.
about it.
You, it could.
Because I thought about it, and yes,
What if it's like? Oh my god, I don't know.
I've
Like I'm
done
scared
glory
of
holes, so yes.
who's gonna be on the other side. That makes me
That
scared.
don't
Like
matter. You're
who's
there
gonna
for
be on
one
the other
reason and
side?
one reason alone.
Yeah, like the part of the glory hole is not to concern yourself with who's on the other side. It's the thrill of you putting it
Oh,
through
okay.
there, and God
I'm
forbid,
not. I'm
thinking
not
that
looking to
you're
fall in
hoping and
love at
praying
the
nobody
glory
don't cut
hole.
it off. But because sometimes I be thinking that, like somebody on the
Knowing
other side
me,
gonna
I'd
grab
probably
it and
fall in
cut
love
it off.
if the penis looks pretty. I'll be like, oh my god, I'm in love. Do we have hot topics coming?
Hmm. So we have our next segment is called Sex Files, where we're going to talk about things that's going on in the community, some interesting hot button topics that have to do with sex and relationships. So there was an article, if I can get it open, about a man who was outed in a viral revenge porn plot after cool girlfriend finds out he's bisexual. So a woman admitted in court to posting revenge porn of her partner on Facebook to out and embarrass him after discovering he is bi. Now Rachel Dujon, 35, from Fareham, Hampshire, confessed, I guess that's in England somewhere, she shared explicit images of her ex-boyfriend and screenshots of his online chats with men on her public Facebook account as part of a campaign to
Mm.
humiliate him. Now I hope when she did that, she was banned for 30 damn days because Facebook, y'all love coming after us gays when we put just a little a V, below the waist shot, any little thing y'all deem it as against the community standards. But straight people do stuff and y'all don't say nothing. But
Mm-hmm.
back to the topic. So Portsmouth Magistrates Court heard the pair had met in December 2019 lived together and planned to marry, but Dujon posted her partner's naked selfies online on September 9th of 2020 after a male mutual friend told her that her partner was bisexual and speculated he was living with HIV. Now, the court heard that the public outing, which attracted 117 comments online, had a profound effect on her partner, who was not being named. Now, Dujon, who had previously admitted to one account of disclosing private sexual photographs and films with the internet to cause distress, known as revenge porn, appeared in court on the 26th of January and was ordered to pay £333 in costs, £150 of which will be in compensation of victim. I don't know how much that is in American dollars, but I'm hoping it's a lot. So, what do y'all think of this topic, and what do y'all even think about the whole revenge porn thing? Me personally, I don't like it, but what do y'all say?
It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's one of those things. I hate it. Like, this goes also back to like when someone's mad at someone, they're no longer friends. Now that all of a sudden they want to talk about all the negative things about this person because you're no longer cool with them. It's so dangerous. Like, you have to be careful, especially revenge porn. Like, this is why I have that fear where if anybody was to ever, and they have asked me, oh, can we record something? It's always been done on my phone because I trust myself. I don't trust you. You're never going to leak anything out. It's such a dangerous situation to be in.
Oh, that's a good question, though. We should ask her, have y'all ever filmed? That's another one.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
That's a yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We may
but like
all
I
have
said,
some
through
photos and videos.
my content. It's my content. But yeah, that's so dangerous to do.
Remy.
Oh, Remy.
Oh.
Okay. I thought he was still saying that.
No, yeah, I'm not cool with like the whole revenge porn thing too, especially like, granted, this is a different situation, but I do feel like if you were talking to someone and you guys exchanged nudes or whatever the case is, and you no longer speak to them, I feel like you should just get rid of them. Like, you should no longer keep those because they serve no purpose to you. Like, why are you still? That's creepy that you would still even have it. But I mean, people are gonna do what they want to do, I guess. I don't think that it's in any circumstance, whether he was sleeping out on her, just her friend found him on Grindr or whatever the case is. I don't think that she should have exposed anything, especially not on nobody's Facebook.
Exactly, and
yeah,
and that's what I was thinking as well. It's sort of like, okay, so now if he's doing something where he's creeping behind your back, that's something that I think. Okay, so I think like especially in a lot of situations, there is this stigma where that people think that bisexuality is not a real thing. That it's just you're basically pretending that you're into girls because it's like one step away from being gay. Which I don't agree with that. I do think that there is a thing called sexual fluidity. That sex is not just one monolithic thing. Now there's some people that's like, you know what, I'm gay. I know I like what I like. I'm not into women. That's fine. But there are people who are on the spectrum of I like, people, or where they have, gender nonconforming, non-binary, whatever you want to call it. So sex, gender, all that stuff is complex. Now, whatever his situation was going on with her, that should have been something y'all talked about, where he felt that he couldn't be honest enough to let you know he was bisexual. The friend spilling that tea and saying that your significant other may be HIV positive, when I don't know how you would know that. Like, did you see any documentation? Are you making up stories? Like, are you pulling a Kanye? With
Probably
that
the stigma. They're probably like, oh, he's gay, so he has HIV.
Oh,
exactly.
1000%.
And then trying to give it to a girl. So y'all play into that. There's homophobia that was insinuated in this. On top of that, revenge porn on Facebook of all places. And this is why I said like that double standard where heterosexuals versus homosexuals. Now, don't get me wrong. She did have to go to court and pay a fine and all this other stuff. But for the most part, you going on social media to post inappropriate photos and stuff of your boyfriend because you're mad. I hope your profile was flagged for that and you had to do a 30-day bid in Facebook jail, because we always have to encounter, I posted a thing about Diego Barros and I did an article on him on Tribe. They refused to post because it went against our community standards. Now, mind you, the photo was nothing inappropriate, because I know, like, if you're going to go on social media, you have to be careful, especially Facebook, with their rules. You got to be careful of what type of photos you actually post and stuff up on there. But they were saying it was against. So there's this double standard, I feel, when it comes to straight people posting things versus gay people posting things, and it comes to photographs. So
I will say though, there was this one time, and there's somebody that all three of us know, that they cheated on their girlfriend, and she decided to post it on Instagram on her story. And I saw what I saw, and Lindsay was too because it got taken down or whatever.
I was sleeping, so when I woke up
But
that morning, it was taken down. Chris is
I
laughing
saw
'cause
what
he
I
knows.
saw, and I was. She shouldn't have done it, and it was not okay, but I was not mad.
Okay.
And I will leave it at that.
What is up with women are so damn petty when it comes to that shit, but I'm sure there's gay men that do it too.
I'm like,
But so speaking of sex and revenge porn, well, we'll just put it in the whole porn situation. So is there any? I mean, once upon a time when I was younger, I used to pay attention to a lot of porn stars, but I feel like the word porn star is very vague now. Like, are there any real porn stars that exist, especially in the era of OnlyFans, Just for Fans, or whatever fan site y'all can come up with? Because people ain't really doing studio porn anymore. But are there any porn stars you stopped watching because you found out they were a terrible person, like racist or sort of thing? Because
no.
I have paid attention to some porn stars that I have stopped watching. But have any of you guys?
No, I don't. I know. I don't actually follow them. Like
I don't do
with
background
celebrities.
checks.
Like I actually like some. It's funny because sometimes you'll post funny memes like, oh, this is how old I am based on like these famous porn stars. I'm like, I don't know any
Oh,
of
like
them.
I did the one
But
with Tiger Tyson.
there's like one that I'm like, oh, I've known him from before. The only porn star that I actually know that I've like followed, I've seen a lot, is Francis Sagat. But other than that, everyone else I'm
I
like,
love Francois Sagat and that tattoo.
or Francois, or yeah. It's just that's the only one I know because he at one
He's
point he was
the
really
famous porn
popular.
star with like the head tattoo of like
The head
Caesar
tattoo,
haircut.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, other than that, like I only know him. I only know him because he's been mentioned like on TV and stuff like that. Like he's been everywhere. But other than that, as far as like the porn, I'm like, I don't know anybody. I don't know. I don't.
I don't keep track of names. I don't keep track of date of births. No social securities.
No.
I don't subscribe to the OnlyFans.
Not the OnlyFans.
Well, in order to subscribe to them, I would have to know their name.
No,
you say you don't subscribe to? Okay.
No.
I mean, now you could just watch. Like, as a friend of mine who does have an OnlyFans was telling me, he said you could pretty much just go on Twitter and watch a 2.5-minute video, and watch people bust a nut. You don't even need to know their name because, I mean, he has OnlyFans and he gets his content. The amount of people that they pay to see his
I'm not
content.
giving. If I was to make one, I'm charging. I'm not doing it. I'm not giving you a clip for free. Are you crazy?
No, well,
the clip
what
is my
I'm saying is
my profile.
that they have the OnlyFans, but they're posting like little videos and stuff that you can go on Twitter, just that give people a preview of what they can get on their OnlyFans, which I find weird that people can sit and it takes you 2.5 minutes to bust a nut, like, and that's something you should be happy about. But for the most part, like back in the day, I used to pay attention to adult film stars who were problematic, like Billy Santoro, who has said racist stuff in social media about, okay, like people at Black Lives Matter rallies just shoot them, like he has said that. Antonio Biaggi, who basically threw shade at the Beehive, said something basically something on the matter of, I'm so afraid of the Beehive, keep twerking and voguing, that will pay for your KFC on my way to one of my 3 businesses. So there have been people who have, said some silly stuff, and there is a website, like if people who are watching this that are interested in hearing about if any of their favorite porn stars, like Kobe Keller, who at one point was trying to be a legitimate actor, who was a Trump supporter. I know there's a lot of people who have problems with those type of models as well. You can go to, you cannot make this up in this title, itstimetoCome.com. Has a whole, that is the website, where it literally has in alphabetical order all the list of porn stars who have been problematic over the years. So if y'all want to do a little research, that was me in my, the blogger in me. So I paid attention to a lot of that because it was news, it was things, and then also I realized when you talk about porn stars and stuff, it brings a lot of traffic to pay attention to that. But for the most part, I don't really pay attention to a lot of porn stars and what they're doing until people bring it to my attention. So, yeah, there's that. So, how do you feel, speaking of which, about, since we were talking about OnlyFans, how do you feel about couples who create OnlyFans profiles. Because there was an article that came out recently, if I remember correctly. I cannot remember their names. If production remembers, let me know. But I did see there was a gay porn star who was attacked um, on one hand by one porn star. Oh, he's also mentioned in the thing. I want to focus on this, so I'll get to that eventually if I remember. But they have like there was this OnlyFans couple who started a joint page, and what had happened was, and this was the fear that I had when I was hearing about it, is that okay, so now the couple is not together anymore. Sort of like when we were talking about before, when you are in a relationship, you got all these pictures up on Instagram, this that, and the other. Now, when you have a profile, you have to remove all the videos, or like if you're a couple making a joint amount of money together, those videos that you still might be profiting off of, now you have to get rid of it because that participant who was there before you were profiting with is no longer part of it. So now you got to start over. Now you got to start as an individual, and you're going to lose a lot of your income because of that. So I don't know if when it comes to couples, would you, how do you feel about having a couple having an OnlyFans, and if you were in a relationship, would y'all even start one? Because I remember we had a conversation before about how y'all felt about being hooking up with someone who you knew had an OnlyFans or did adult films.
Yeah. Well, for me, I mean, it's up to people in the relationship. That's them. If they like that, more power to them. That doesn't affect me. But if you're gonna ask me what would would I want to do one with my partner, no, that couldn't be my gig. It's not for me.
Yeah, no, and I feel like if they had like a joint account, then that account, I don't know if it should be shut down once they are done, or like they both have access to the account so that they can both keep track of how much is coming in and then split it or what. But that's between them. I personally feel like, now that I think about it, maybe they should just have their own separate accounts, tag each other in the videos or whatever the case is. That way, whoever's subscribing to one will get paid. Whoever's subscribing to the other, whatever the case is, that'll probably be, I guess, a more beneficial way to do
And
it.
so, what do y'all think about these so-called gay for pay models? So I know there's a big controversy within our community about guys who in real life identify as straight, have girlfriends or wives, but because of monetary situation, they realize that okay, in straight porn, the women are the ones who are the star, and the guys are just there to provide the fight. Whereas in the gay porn side, you can come over to our side and you could be this bona fide superstar. You could be, Raphael Allen Carr. You could be, Peter North, or I'm trying to think of some old school porn stars, but you could be Boomer Banks or whatever. Um,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So, what do y'all think about straight guys who come into our neck of the woods? Kind of like when we talk about Maddie Morpheus is doing drag. What do y'all think about straight guys coming over to do gay porn?
I mean, realistically, if you think about it, it's not even just important that straight guys do that. Like we'll go to bars and there'll be straight bartenders who are playing the part to get more tips or whatever, or like because they have that level of attraction that people are going to fawn over them. It's a market for them to get their money, I guess. So I guess the same goes for the porn industry. Which what's that one? I think he's a football player. That he's like, I don't think he's gay.
Wait, has he done porn?
Flashman Wade.
Oh, yes. But the big old
Flashman
booty.
Wade.
Didn't he try out to be on America's Next Top Model? Didn't even make it into the house. I think that. Oh yeah, you say you stopped after a certain season. But yeah, I remember there was the co-ed season they were doing with the guys and girls, and he actually tried to audition to be a part of it, and he was in the episode and everything. And there has been controversy. There has been controversy that has surrounded. Okay, I got the video. I mean the clip. There was controversy surrounding him on social media. And I've heard like friends of mine have talked about it. I think Nico Aesthetics. There've been a lot of people that have talked about him in the industry where it's like here's this guy who identifies as straight, but you're always taking pictures. I think he has an
Yeah.
OnlyFans. He's always doing things where
Yeah.
he's always showing his ass. And it's
Right.
like for somebody who's, and it's a big old butt, and I like looking at it. However, when you know that's your moneymaker and you know you got gay men who are subscribing to your OnlyFans and what you're doing more so than women are, it's sort of like you're, as I guess the phrase is, you're queer baiting or you're gay baiting. So
Yeah.
yeah, there is that. And then
Yeah.
not only that, but we should also bring up go-go dancers. We have straight guys who go-go dance in gay bars. And then we bring this up recently, I think it was off camera, where you
Yeah.
were saying something or another about Lindsay. You were saying something or
Yeah.
another about there was a straight guy that was at a particular bar that we've all been to that will kind of act all stank or whatever until he needs to go in and make that call.
Yes.
And he'll
Mhm.
seek
Yeah.
out that one that he know got that money and
Right.
pounce
Yeah.
on them and try to suck them dry the whole night. So there's,
Yeah. It's this is exactly like Flashman Wade is such a perfect example, and it's such a unique situation because I've always said this. I'm a fan of him as well. I like him as a person. Like I actually do follow his IG page and stuff like that. Like I think he's funny. He's comedic in a lot of places. He's trying to transition into more like trying to be like the TikTok caliber in that aspect. But what I've always did say about it is that he realized that he caters to a lot to the gay community. And my thing is, it is considered like gay baiting and whatnot, because what you're doing is you're catering for us, you're building that fantasy for us. And when someone is trying to reach out to you or talk to you, you get very like, different, like, I want women, don't come talk to me that way. And my thing is like, that's such a turnoff because you're catering to us. It's different when a regular person, anyone who's doing porn is nude and doing an act on their own, and one of us is watching it because it just happens to fall down the thread of watching these type of videos. But when you actually set your camera up and design it, and you're doing something that's feeding what we're looking for, oh, I'm gonna do old butt shots because my fans that are all gay men wants to see me play with my cheeks. You're catering, you're feeding into it. It's a dangerous, touchy subject right now, because my thing is, yeah, you're lying and you're taking advantage of this opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, you're taking advantage of us because you think you're giving us a fantasy, but some of us are crushing hard for that. And stick with your straight people then. I'm sure there's plenty of women who wants to shake your bum somewhere. Women are also into that.
So I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with the whole. Yeah, I go back and forth on it. Like I feel like if you're not going to really go there with the situation, like don't play like, oh, you're into it, but then when the situation is reciprocated, like when the gay man, okay,
Yes.
so what do I get out of it? Because in our industry, we tend to look at it as like, okay, so you're in a place where you're using sex to get what you want. So
Yeah.
there's a thing called boundaries and respect. However,
Yes.
there's the overall, in my opinion, the attitude that comes with the straight guys that's in there. Like I understand if
Yes.
you understand what the game is, but when you come with that attitude, it's sort of like, no, I'm only into women. It's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Then?
Yes.
Because that's the
Same
way
thing
gay
with
men are looking at it.
Go-go boys as well. Like, I'm not talking about disrespecting a go-go boy and putting your hands where they shouldn't. That's different. But I'm talking about, and you guys have definitely seen it, Remy, when we've been around. We've definitely seen it. We've seen certain go-go boys where it's like, you see one of the gay men come here ready to give you $1, and it's like looking at you, and you're like dismissing them real quick, like you don't want to be touched. And I get it. It's like, I don't want to feed you off that. I like men as well. I'm just showing you the body. Okay, I get that. But then off the same time, when you start noticing that no one's giving you the $1, don't come touching, don't come touch my face now, oh, you're so beautiful, whatever, because you want to earn these dollars. So my thing's like, now you're trying to cater to us because you're trying to earn your bills. No. Act the same way that you are. So either
you
be hospitable, be friendly, and welcoming.
Exactly.
Correct. Like, don't do that. Don't do that at all. That's why I don't give you any of my dollars. I give them to my bartenders. They deserve it more. They make my drinks.
It's giving very much like humble yourself. Like, you're in
Yes.
this environment because
Absolutely.
this is where your coin is coming from, whether it's the fantasy or whatever. So humble yourself, because at the end of the day, you don't need to have this job. You don't need to be dancing on nobody's stage half naked. You don't need to, like, nobody needs to give you their dollars. You're invited into our space. Humble yourself.
And it also goes for some of you gay dancers too, because I remember I encountered one at a specific bar in the city, and I don't know, there was something there was something that wasn't transpiring, whatever, and then he went, because I can't be specific, explicit because I'm gonna get the place shut down. So it is a specific bar in the city that you can have sex at, or there's a back room. And one of the dancers who is gay and has an OnlyFans and does porn or whatever the case is was butt naked, big old dick and everything on display. And there was something or another about I think he was pleasure himself, and then there was gonna be an explosion. And then it was like, well, who's gonna be voluntarily gonna shoot it in a shot glass and drink it? So then I was joking, whatever. Oh, it'll be me, a volunteer, whatever. And he said something shady to me. To my, oh, you ain't give me none of your dollars. And I said, but that fucking attitude, I never will, and walked away. So it's like, you're not gonna come at me nasty and expect me that I'm gonna give you my money because you feel I'm obligated to do that. No, bitch, I work for my coins. Yeah, you gotta no shade to the dance, whatever, because that's a job too. Working honest, but it pays the bills, as Erica Badu once said. If you do what you got to do to get your coin, but don't come nasty with it. So I think that's basically the bottom line of what we're all saying. So yeah, to get to this other article that production did slide up in the DMs while we were talking, the story that I mentioned earlier about the OnlyFans person who was attacked. It was a story. August Alexander, a noir male, that's the black edition of one of I think Chi Chi the Move porn companies. Another one who's been known as problematic. So August Alexander, a noir male brand ambassador, was arrested last year for a violent assault on adult male performer Bobby Riker, who shared bloody photos of himself and revealed that Alexander was arrested after violently attacking him in Palm Springs last year. Now, this is reports that came from the website Straight Up Gay Porn. The adult entertainment company's brand ambassador program was defined in an Edge investigative report last year by the company's creative director, New Eric. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I don't care. Let's move on. So Bobby Riker went and said, okay, I'm going to do this thing and I don't want to do, but it's time. Last summer, I was brutally assaulted by another performer when we were sharing a room in Palm Springs under the context of making content. I'm still working through it, but it's time to talk about it. And so he posted a series of photos where he had his head bandaged. He was covered in blood. He said that he barely knew who the guy was. He wanted to date, and I said no. There was nothing more. I was stone cold sober, and at the time, I thought he was too. He also wanted to explain that what had happened was when he basically said that he didn't want to have sex with him. He said he got sucker punched while he was packing his bag. He also bit him and ripped skin from the body and pushed him down the bed. He said he pushed down the flesh from my body and also showed photos where he was hit in the back of the head with a clothesline. So he did get, he was rushed to the hospital. He was, Alexander was told to come back to court this, that, and the third. He has repeatedly missed court dates. He was arrested, released on bail, that sort of thing. So, yeah, that's another thing, too, that I think is another conversation that definitely needs to be talked about is assault within our community. Not just sexual assault, but physical assault. There's a lot of people I know who have been in relationships with someone and they've had physical fights. And one of my friends told me, and I said, bitch, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you never, we got that Ike and Tina type of, and you sit there making jokes. And it's like, to me, it's like, it's cute to sound like, okay, I don't know which one is Ike and which one's Tina, but physical relationships is not okay, whether it's in a heterosexual or homosexual relationship. It is not something that we should be, applauding or making light of.
Agreed. I ain't doing this. You ain't touching me. Okay. In that way, you're not touching me. We can't.
Okay, so let's talk about it just like that, because I did not see the finale. Forgive me, I haven't gotten around to watching it yet.
I did
tonight. Oh, yeah. How was it?
It was good. Definitely looking forward to season 2.
God, yeah, it's been a back and forth on whether or not there's going to be season 2. We know we're getting one, so y'all haters relax. Okay, so some Sex and the City fans have been disappointed with Miranda Hobbs' decision to have an affair in the spinoff and Just Like That before asking husband Steve Brady for a divorce so that she could explore her relationship with Che Diaz, played by Sara Ramirez. The storyline has been criticized as character assassination for Miranda. I don't know what planet, but okay, we'll continue. Transforming her flawed but loving marriage into a sexless flop, conflating wanting to explore sexuality with depression and alcoholism, and not to mention how it ignores how she pushed through Steve's infidelity in the movie. Now, appearing on Watch What Happens Live, Miranda actress Cynthia Nixon defended the storyline and told Andy Cohen that she believes the breakdown of their relationship is actually quite realistic. She says, "That's the thing about breakups, you know." Oh, oh, okay. I thought he was going to say, "We got a clip." But anyway, back to us. It said, "That's the thing about breakups, you know. Oftentimes, there's one person that is making the breakup happen and another person who is reluctant. But I have to say, that person who is reluctant is pretty miserable too, and they're just not admitting it." So,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, a lot of people got issues with Che. We talked about it on previous episodes of the show that they said that you know the jokes aren't funny. They said, but look, comedy is suggestive. We're not gonna go into that. But overall, what do you think of what Cynthia Nixon said, and what do you think of her overall character Miranda in this whole storyline? Do you think it's realistic, or do you think it's just so far fetched?
It's absolutely realistic. I'm like, we've seen this so many times
Agreed.
in regular TV shows. And the only difference here that's happening is that Miranda is now getting into her sexual fantasy with another woman. But the act itself, had it been another man, or had Steve done it with another woman, that's so typical in real life and regular TV shows or movies, where it's like, listen, you fall out of love after years and years and years. You know, there's a lot of people who also say, and we've heard this many times, we only stay together because of our kids. Now our kids go to
Mm-hmm.
college, we're leaving each other. So it's not far fetched. It's the real issue here is that they don't want to see Miranda or any of the cast members go somewhere left. They're already huffing and puffing that we have more people of color in the show. Not only are they on the show, but they also have big storylines that's in the show. And now I'm going to say it. This is one of those homophobic mentality moments, because had Miranda left Steve for another man and had her storyline been that she's in a loveless marriage, she's over it, and this super hot guy comes and changes her life and she wants to live it better and gets divorced, it would have been a spicy story. And that's really what the problem is, let's face it, because from the beginning of this series you've seen them just really be friends, you see them not really have fun. And Miranda did try, you know what I mean, she tried to get fingered and he couldn't even finger her, he had to wash hands with Palmolive real quick. Like, come on, like it's written there. This is not
Mm-hmm.
anything far-fetched. Listen, I have to give it up to the writers, everyone who really dedicated, and this is not just me being a fan of the show, but listen, they really put in the effort of making real storylines for all of them. And yeah, this is so realistic, and get
Mm-hmm.
over it. But that's really what it is. I'm telling you, it's the fact that it's Shay and it's Che and another woman. That's really what it is.
1,000% agree with that last one. I'm gonna give my opinion after I hear Remy's, but to just piggyback off of what you said, I absolutely think, and I wasn't really, I thought maybe I thought about it, but I really didn't like really pay too much attention to it. But I 1,000% agree with you in the fact that you know what, if it was some really hot guy that looked like an older version of Smith Jared or whatever the case,
Yes.
like if it was some really
Yes.
good looking white guy or whatever, y'all be all for it. The fact is, it's a non-binary butch lesbian type of character where y'all don't like quite as kept. We already know that people don't like women that are not feminine. Y'all want all women to be a certain look, very aesthetic appealing to heterosexuals, and a lot of you women have that shit in your head too. So to see this woman that has these masculine features and is identifying as non-binary, it rubs y'all the wrong way. And that is the bottom line. Y'all doesn't want to come out and say it. Y'all have these feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not realistic. It's not this. It's not that. But I'm like, to who? Like, I know plenty. I've seen many of these scenarios play out, and it's like what you said before. The people get their second wind. She's getting her second wind. She's in her midlife. She's mid 50s, and she's discovering who she is in her mid 50s. She doesn't want to be in the same hapless marriage anymore. So,
Mm-hmm.
Remy, what do you think about what Miranda? Well, what
No,
Cynthia said?
everything Lindsay said, I feel like she hit the nail on the head. I'm
The
having a
head, the
cornbread moment.
coffin.
I'm having a cornbread moment. Is it a hammer on the head? The hammer
Nail
on
Yeah.
on
the
the head.
nail. Shoot the hammer on the nail, whatever. Yeah, it's just you can't please everybody. Like everybody is well, not everybody. There are a lot of people who are giving the show negative reception because it is not the same show that it was in the '90s, despite the fact that the show is
Yes.
taking care of issues as they would happen now in 2020, in the 2020s. So I think that regardless of whatever people have to say, I enjoy the turns that the show is taking. I saw the finale. I enjoyed the finale. I'm not going to give away anything that happens with Miranda, but I will definitely say that I hope that they don't take the negative criticism to head and try to drastically change the show to appeal to people who don't like it.
That part, because
Because,
we've seen a
like
lot
I
of
said,
shows do that.
and like I said before, if you don't like it, you don't gotta watch it.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, you still have the old episodes that y'all can sit and watch where they
Hmm.
lack any kind of representation and they played into old stereotypes and tropes, which a lot of the generations who have complained about Sex and the City have said that the show has come across as homophobic in the past and maybe a little transphobic or the lack of diversity. I've heard those complaints. So for me, I feel like, you know what, people, there's this one word that I feel like that people, well, two words that people generally have an issue with: change and evolution. That people evolve. People don't remain the same as they did back in the day. I'm evolving every day. Everybody, we're all evolving as people. As you get older, you realize what you will and will not stand for, what you will and will not be attracted to. Your attraction to someone can change. It's the same thing like with Charlotte and her child. I remember I was watching The View and they were talking about your kids and then trying to evolve and figure out who they are. And Charlotte is that parent that loves to just try to control. Oh, I need you to be like this, and I want you to be like, and I have this idea in my head on what I want you to be. It's like, no, you can't do that. Because, like Sarah Haynes said, when you have a child, they are 50% of you and your husband, the other 50% of whoever they evolve and turn into. So you have that one child that'll be into, oh, the pink little dresses, and I want pink everything, and this and the third. And you have that other child that don't even like none of that girl. You have two daughters, but one of them don't like dressing the way the other sister does with all the little prissy girly things. So you need to let people figure out. Bottom line of this is let people figure out who they are. Like no one ever stays the same as they were when they were in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, and their 50s. People evolve, and I think what it is people do have a problem with change. People have a problem with, oh well, well, she would never do that. How the fuck you know? Y'all wrote the damn show. Like y'all created these characters. You as a person, and I hate this because I've seen them do it with the Scream movies too. Everybody all of a sudden is a screenwriter. Everybody's a producer and a director. Oh, this one would never do that. Or this one would. How do you know? Like you don't know a person what their true intentions are, who they are, because like I said, we evolve, we change, we're different things. So it's like you would think Miranda, I'm calling by a real name, Miranda would not be into. We've heard many stories about women who. Oh, perfect example, Niecy Nash. Niecy Nash was in, what was it, two marriages with men. All of a sudden, she meets this girl that she didn't all of a sudden, but there was a girl that the one she ended up marrying. She married a woman in her 50s. Didn't wasn't looking at her in that sexual way, but then she was a friend somebody she knew was a singer, this and the other, and then there was that connection. So you never know which way you're gonna turn until you're in that moment. And I feel like similar to what Niecy Nash has mimicked in her life, it's similar to what I'm seeing with Miranda, which is like, you know what, I was never into women, but it was just something about this woman and the energy that we encountered together that made me think like, there's something there and I want to explore that because I'm so unhappy in my marriage. He just want to sit on his ass all day and watch TV and eat junk food. Who wants to live that life? Especially be in a
Hmm.
relationship for 20 years. And another thing, you need to beat the shit out of your damn son because I'd be damned if my child be up
Oh
in the
my
house with
goodness.
his little ungrateful ass girlfriend fornicating all damn day. No, you getting your ass beat. So, yeah, circle back. Because I go off the rails. But for the most part, it's like at the end of the day, people evolve. It is what it is. So now moving on, let's talk about DeLaria, who is best known for playing butch lesbian Big Boo on Orange Is the New Black. Has shared how she is compared a lot to Sada Ramirez. I always get tongue tied. Who plays non-binary comic. I'm going to have to talk real slow. It might be the one on the HBO non-binary comic Che Diaz on the HBO series. So both Diaz and DeLaria are popular fixtures in the stand-up comedy circuits. But while DeLaria took it in her stride earlier this week with a tongue-in-cheek public service announcement saying, "I am not Che Diaz," the actress said that the comparisons have put her on the receiving end of hate. Now, fans of the show have taken aim at the 63-year-old, mistaking her for Ramirez. Y'all are so dumb. Y'all can't even tell people apart. To vent about Diaz's involvement with Sex and the City's Miranda Hobbs. People have a real problem with non-gender conforming individuals, she told Page Six. Always have, hopefully always won't. I think the show appeals to a certain generation of people who have issues. I don't think it's the show's fault. I think it's the audience's fault. Now, the performer added, "It's pretty much how I've been treated my whole life. Any drag queen can talk to you at length about this and how black trans people have a target on their back in our society." Now, indeed, after a year in which at least 53 transgender, nonconforming, and non-binary Americans were killed, most of them people of color, according to the Human Rights Campaign, DeLauria's words sound like a sobering tone. So, um, and I also remember we did talk about how Sada said that, what, Che isn't here to be liked. She's not here, they're not here for anyone's approval. And so this whole situation, I think it's insane. And yeah, we need to be aware and raise awareness that the fact that, trans people, non-binary people are assaulted and murdered in this country. I haven't heard anything yet in regards to those numbers. The numbers were crazy last year. I think at least 50 transgender, non-conforming, non-binary people were murdered last year that we know of. And I'm sure the numbers are probably going to be, I don't want to think that negative, but I'm sure those numbers are probably going to be crazy this year because it seems to be an ongoing thing with nothing being done. But what do y'all think about Leah DeLaria's comments and what she said in regards of the toxic fandom?
Well, it's true, and that's everywhere, not just her situations or in our community. That's literally everywhere that has suitable, whether it's film, shows, a fan of some sort. You know what I mean? You can't stay in a bubble. So I'm on her side when it comes to that. And I don't think she was being an asshole. I've met her in real life many times. She's been to this Irish pub that I used to go to. An awesome person. I think she's just, trying to educate people, like, basically she's trying to say stop being stupid.
Yeah, and I think she's experiencing it for the first time, so it's like new to her. But honestly, like you said, people are ignorant and not being able to tell the two people apart. The only people who I can't tell apart are Katy Perry and Zooey Deschanel. And if you put them two in the room together, I won't be able to tell the difference.
Goodbye,
but
Remy.
that's because they look exactly alike.
That is true. They actually do.
But Chris, like, don't do
but
it.
it's like,
gaslight
if honestly and truly, if you put them side by side, Leah DeLaria and Sada Ramirez don't even look alike. It's just because they fit that mold that people are like, oh, well, you're that one lesbian.
They have the same haircut. It's like, okay, first of all, that's just ignorant and homophobic.
But, I mean, it is 2022 and people are still being ignorant. So there's that.
Okay. So what we're going to do is when we come back, we're going to take a short little break. When we come back, we're going to play Ass Drinks and Drag, which is our relationship column. So, yes, don't go away. We'll be right back with more Drinks and Drag.
Types of Jack video chat, guys.
I mean, I got it out right now. What's up?
Damn, you look good, handsome. You host or travel.
What's your zodiac sign?
Libra Sun, Gemini Moon.
Oh, alright. Have fun in hell.
What's good, Brody? You into threesomes?
So let's wrap this up. If any of you out there who are watching and you want to send us some questions and some love, sex, relationships advice, definitely send us because we try to show different sides. We don't just talk about celebrity news and gossip. We can talk about sex and things so that way you get to know us on a personal level, what you want to know, within reason and the standards of YouTube. So, Lindsay, without further ado, you can ask your first.
Okay. Dear Drinks and Drag, and these are actually people I've asked in person. I won't mention names because some of them
are. I use Reddit, but go ahead.
I was about to do that, but it made it fun. So that way, when I tell people, hey, watch the show, they'll see their story come up. Anyway, Dear Drinks and Drag, my boyfriend and I love using toys. My boyfriend is all about putting his stuff in my butt, but I'm not comfortable. So what we've been doing to help open me up is use toys. But recently, when using it, the very next day, when using the bathroom, I feel burning sensations. Why do you think that is? only when using the toy. So why do you think that is?
Are they
I think I have an idea. Oh,
Maybe
actually,
they're-
I didn't think of that. I was thinking maybe you're allergic to the material of the toy.
Could be.
or whatever lube you're using to lube that up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're using a water base when you should be using a silicone base.
That's another thing too. Like, I think a lot of people need to realize that there are people do have allergic reactions not only to lubrications but to condoms and stuff as well. So, I mean, I'm not saying that they're using condoms on the toys, but they should, for the most part. I don't know if that's a consult your doctor type of situation, but for the most part, I mean, doctors should be open to talking to their patients when it comes to sexual things, and not just only wanting to give you bad news when y'all come back with an STI or UTI. So for the most part, it's like, yeah, like what Remy was saying, check the lubrication. It could be you having an allergic reaction to it. Also, make sure you're cleaning them toys, because people, if you're using something and you're not cleaning it and you're going back to putting it up in you, there could be allergic reactions and things like that. So, are these gays or straight people?
This is a straight girl.
Okay, how you doing?
Welcome. Okay, the next question is, Dear Drinks and Drag, another female, by the way, asked this question. Dear Drinks and Drag, is it possible to be in love with two people at the same time? I do have a boyfriend, but I'm growing fond over someone else. I don't want to leave my boyfriend. I love him so much, but these feelings are sticky.
Well, my question to that would be, what kind of connection is it? Is it an emotional one? Is it a sexual? Because I always feel like when it comes to situationships, as we'll call it, it depends on what it is, what causes that connection. Because there could be some, like, I do believe that you can be in love with more than one person.
I love it.
Look at that. How bad? Come on, let her get her moment.
Yes, that's
But,
really cute.
So my thing is it a sexual connection? Is it an emotional connection? Or also, like, what is it? What also entails in it, I would think, is that when it comes down to it, what's going on in your current relationship that has you connecting with someone else that you may be missing from your previous one? If there isn't something missing from your relationship, if y'all not fighting or whatever the case is, if you give you everything you need, but it just so happens that you're coming across this other person that you just have this different connection with, then that's something different. But I mean, I don't know if you should act on it unless y'all got a whole relationship. But for the most part, let it stay. Whatever your boundaries is with your current your current boo thing, keep it as simple infatuation.
I was gonna say maybe polyamory, but how do you say imity? We're adding the itty at the end. Maybe you're into that and you just don't know yet. Maybe that's something you need to explore. Maybe you will thrive off of being in an open relationship with two people. Maybe that's something y'all could work out. It all really depends. I don't say it's not possible to be in love with two people, but at the same time, it's like this person's already been in a relationship for X amount of time, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a conversation that you need to have with somebody. Maybe that's a new boundary that you all can test.
Yeah, probably. See, for me, I would say no. I feel like you can't be in love with two people. My opinion. I think you definitely, if you're with your partner, you love your partner. Someone else comes through, I think you have an infatuation with them. I think that word is much more suitable. You're infatuated by what's going on. Because if you end up falling in love with this next person, to me, in my opinion, that could possibly mean who you're with right now is lacking whatever it is this other person's giving you, and you most likely are possibly ready to jump ship with another person. Because I don't know. I mean, I'm not in a poly relationship if it goes there. I'm just thinking of one person. I don't know how you would be able to hold a relationship with two people. I don't know. This is my opinion. I think it's so.
It's possible. Some people live separate lives and have two whole different lives with two people that they love.
Oh, yeah, we've seen that.
That could be it. Oh, that's no lie. Okay, this is the last question for me, and then Kris, you can have your questions. And this one is from a dude, straight.
Yo, what are you doing?
Has no idea what my Drinks and Drag show is, but you know, I love that he gave me a question to ask.
It.
Okay, dear Drinks and Drag, I love my girlfriends, but including the history of my other girlfriends, when performing sex, I love to watch porn. Is this a bad thing? So basically, he can't get off on his girl or any of his ex-girlfriends without watching porn.
That was literally an episode of Sex and the City.
Yes.
Remember
How
Miranda?
did I not think of that? Yes,
Remember Miranda hooked up with a guy who literally had to always put porn on, and she got so mad because she was like, "Can you focus on me?" and whatever. So so thinking about that episode, so this was I think season 2. It makes you think that what is wrong with the person that you're hooking up with that you cannot be mentally involved with the person you're with. And then he was saying something like, you know what, I've had longer relationships with these porn stars. So maybe, that I'm watching in these videos. So maybe that's what it is. I think he needs to sit down and figure out what is it about these videos that is turning him on more than the girls that he's hooking up with. Is it that he's watching a lot of the sexual stuff that's going on in these videos and the women that he's getting with aren't willing to do what the women are doing in these videos? Because remember, they always say that in porn that people watch porn and they have this idea in their mind on this is what sex is. But it's all performative. It's, people putting on, doing what the director is telling them to do, whatever. With a case of an Onlyfans, y'all just directing yourself. But so maybe look at it that way. It's like, what is it about the porn specifically that you're doing that has you more getting on more on what you're watching rather than the physical person being there and you interacting with that physical person?
Remy?
You can't imagine your favorite scenes in your head while you're doing the do without having the TV on.
That hard.
I'm sure if this is someone who has had multiple experiences with people that he needed to watch porn to get off, then clearly he has a Rolodex in his mind of some of the things that he really enjoyed, and he can just imagine that.
Yeah,
but
good question. I was thinking, I didn't tell him that. Maybe I'll tell him tomorrow, but I was thinking I should have asked, is your girlfriend or your past relationship, have they brought it up? Because if they haven't, and clearly you're saying you're always doing it, like you're always doing that when performing, then maybe you're lucky to have a problem. Like if they're not saying nothing, then I guess you're not. In my opinion, I think there's a problem. For me, there would be a problem. Like if I was hooking up with you, maybe once, okay, but other than that, like it's like me. Like I don't think I could hook up with somebody who, and there's been people who's asked me like, oh, if I see you, can you dress up for me? Can you get dolled up? But no, this is work. This look is for work. You have to see me out of this because that's how you're gonna see me all the time. Now for a birthday, a surprise, yeah, I'll dress up for something. And but this is a real life thing.
There's drag queens that I've heard have that same issue that you're saying, is that they want them, this is their job and this is something that they do, and then the guys are like, okay, you just stay within that fantasy. So it's like the fantasy of, okay, it's the best of both worlds. You have someone who physically has guy parts, but if you dress up as a girl, then you can imagine that, oh, I'm still hooking up with a girl and it's not necessarily gay. So it's, it's a lot of mind fuckery that goes on in this Valentine's show was very explicit. It was a lot of things. It was 10 many things, but we got through it. I live for it, and we should do this a lot more. Like, definitely, especially the aspects of drag segment. I like that. Otherwise,
yes. Thank you so much, all, for watching. We appreciate it.
Yes. Bye. So, love you all for watching. Until next time, with myself and fellow panelists Remy and Lindsay. Ciao, darlings.
Bye.